Hey guys, this is Eric Breckeisen here, and this is my final assessment video for facilitating difficult conversations class. Um, One of the first things I wanted to start off with and say is uh, one of the biggest takeaways and things I learned in this class was um, thinking and kind of embracing uh, the starting from the third story. I think it's a concept that I've always kind of had in my head, kind of understood to look at somebody else's perspective, but through this class, I think I really um, started to learn the importance of seeing someone else's story and just seeing that in example play out in examples. And so, reason why it's one of the most important things that I've kind of embraced in this class too is I've started to notice um, thinking that way all the time now, and just whether that's my first impressions of people, that's interacting with people, or just thinking about somebody else who, especially this class, has like a different opinion. And yes, and one of the biggest things I also think that has helped me is in the areas of conflict. I'm often quick to jump to conclusions, to judge, and kind of just go on emotion. And I think this slowing down and starting and critically thinking in the midst of a conflict um, has really this concept of a third story has really helped me because I understand how complex my story is in the ways that I think because of growing up as a missionary kid in Russia, moving to the U.S. It's a unique experience that I've not a lot of people have. It's a unique story, and so just knowing how much of the things that I do and how I react, how much that is influenced by how I was brought up, and um, yeah, so the realization of that and the implementation of that now in my daily life, I think that's why that has had one of the biggest impacts on me in my class. And that kind of flows into I talked a little bit about my social identity and understanding how also conversations from the point of view of an identity. And I feel like a lot of I feel like I, as a Christian and as a dual citizen, feel very strongly about um, my faith and a lot of my convictions and things. I've realized a lot of the reasons of why I believe what I believe in. A lot of these difficult conversations that we had on these topics comes from that conviction from my faith and also draws from from my background and kind of my story. And so um, just realizing going forward in conflict and in when I pursue difficult conversations, it just uh, um, this going through this class helped me tremendously. Just being able to navigate my thinking through um, somebody else's story, through realizing how much identity plays into it. And I would say at the beginning of the semester with the conflict class coming before this, I think I've it's really helped me in the area of self-realization of areas where I could improve. So, um, and that I mean it's convicted me in a lot of different places. The self-realization of what I do um, that's detrimental, and so I think yeah, those some of those things have really um, impacted me in a big way. And in the future, I just want to be um, going talking through some of these issues. I see how the world is broken, and um, even more just seeing the from another perspective. And I just want to be um, acting as a child of of God and a messenger of God to be able to show love in this world. And so one verse that I uh, picked up that would say just would kind of reflects my mission for myself going forward would be from Philippians 2, 3 through 7. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of the others. In your own relationships with one another, have the same mindset as Christ Jesus, who being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness. I think this verse really reflects the humility and heart of a servant that we should have moving forward, and what Jesus said as an example for us to live out. And so, in a lot of these difficult issues, um, there's a lot of brokenness and people that have lived a broken life and have dealt with some of the um, difficulties that we talked about. And so, I just um, moving forward, I just want to be able to keep in mind other people's stories and keep in mind what uh, Jesus tells us in the Bible to on how we should live out our lives and um, help and love each other as ourselves. So this has been a wonderful class, and I've learned a lot. And so yeah, see you guys later.